We're going to get straight into the biggest story, which is the Game Awards 2022. Nominations have now been announced, and you know what? The list is looking pretty impressive. So you've got God of War Ragnarok with an astounding 10 awards they've been nominated for, which is fantastic. Elden Ring have 7, Horizon Forbidden West have 7 as well. Indie game Stray has 6, which I've just started playing and I'm absolutely obsessed with at the moment. A Plague Tale has also got 5 nominations as well, and Xeno Chronicles has got 3. Which is quite exciting, and they're also up for Game of the Year as well. Now, I'm joined with Lloyd Coombes, a games journalist, who we're going to chat a little bit about the awards a little bit more. How are you, Lloyd? You good?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, how are you?
Good, not too bad, thank you, not too bad. So, what do you think to the nominations so far of the Game Awards?
I think it's a big win for Sony.
Yes.
I mean, when you look at there's 2 big platform exclusives in God of War, and Horizon Forbidden West, and then Stray, which is still currently a Sony PlayStation exclusive on console at least. So there's a really good turnout for them to have like half of the nominations locked to their platform. So I think it's exciting times to be a PlayStation fan.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, God of War has got the most nominations, of course. I mean, everyone's raving about it at the moment and people are really, really getting stuck into the game. So do you think those 10 nominations are definitely deserved?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's a really big step up from the last game, which I think itself won Game of the Year awards left, right, and centre back in 2018. Competing against Red Dead Redemption. So yeah, I think it's primed to take quite a few of them home. But I think Elden Ring could kind of sneak in and grab Game of the Year. I think it was quite a big cultural moment at the start of the year where everyone seemed to be playing it. But I do wonder if God of War just kind of has that recency bias. You know, it's literally just come out. People are still playing it, talking about it right now. So I think that definitely helps.
Yeah, I think Elden Ring is definitely a contender, like you were saying, because everyone's been raving about it. And I think it is going to be between those two, which is good. But I mean, it's great to see games like Stray in there, like you mentioned as well, and A Plague's Tale, which did really well. So were there any games that you thought missed out on getting nominated, or do you think everything was in there that you thought would be?
I think it's a fairly safe lineup.
Yeah.
There are a few kind of indie hits that I thought might have got it in there, like Citizen Sleeper, that's quite well regarded. Surprised to see Overwatch 2 didn't make it in
Yeah.
there. I believe it made it into the multiplayer category. But I think that's probably partially just the fact that it's so similar to Overwatch 1, and Overwatch 1 won a lot of awards back in 2016. And so I think it's almost like, well, if it's not done anything drastically new, then it's probably not going to get on the shortlist. So yeah,
Well,
I'm surprised to see no multiplayer games though.
yeah, that's it, isn't it? I mean, what have you been playing this year, Lloyd? Have you been getting stuck into any games in particular that have kind of blown you away this year?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Overwatch 2, funny enough. But
There
I've
you go,
also been
you're,
playing
you're a fan.
the latest. Yeah, that's why I'm surprised it's not there. But also Destiny 2's latest expansion has been really good as well, The Witch Queen, which I believe Destiny 2 is actually up for best ongoing game, which is totally deserved. But I do wonder where we draw the line between like an expansion being considered for Game of the Year contention and that kind of stuff. Is definitely a conversation worth having, as you know, so many games reinvent themselves year after year, and they don't get a chance to sort of put themselves in the big kind of leagues as far as awards go. But yeah, those 2 have been the 2 for me really. But how about yourself?
Oh, do you know what? Well, I've just started to get my hands on Stray. I did have a go at Elden Ring early this year. I wasn't, I found it so hard. I couldn't get myself through it, but I like really enjoyed like the world of it and everything like that. So I think I'm going to go back to it. But at the minute, I had to give it a break. But playing it, I can see exactly why it has been nominated for this Game of the Year, because it is an incredibly great game. Very long and hard,
Yeah.
but it's a great game. So.
I think Elden Ring's going to be that weird game where so many people vote for it, but they maybe didn't actually finish it because, as you say, it's tough.
It's a tough game.
I loved Elden Ring when I played it. I put in like 30 hours. I still got nowhere near the end because I kept getting lost and wandering off and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think Elden Ring could be a kind of dark horse, as we were saying earlier.
Definitely, and I think it leads us in nicely to the next year as well, because there's a lot of great games coming out next year, which I think is exciting. So it's definitely going to be great to see who's coming up for the nomination. So hopefully we'll find some more. Are there any games you're looking forward to next year, Lloyd? Have you seen any that you are looking forward to getting on the old
Yeah,
console?
I'm as I mentioned, I'm kind of a big Destiny fan, so another expansion for that is like, you know, manna from heaven for me. But also really looking forward to the Rocksteady game, Suicide Squad game. As a
Oh,
big kind of
yes.
DC Comics fan, so I'm quite looking forward to that. Gotham Knights maybe wasn't quite what everyone was hoping for last month, but I think Rocksteady is just they've nailed it with Batman, and let's see if they can do it with Suicide Squad, I guess.
Absolutely. I mean, it's great to see like all these games coming out. And I think that's the most exciting thing about going into the new year is what is the next game that we're going to kind of want to get our hands on and things like that. So, you know, seeing the trailers and stuff, I mean, we don't know where it's going to go for sort of like in terms of the Game Awards for next year. So it's exciting. So is there anything you are expecting to be announced next year? Like, is there anything that you think we're waiting on to be announced?
No, I think that's one of the best things about the Game Awards is that like they had record viewership last year, and you could argue that no one really cared about the awards. People just wanted to see the new trailers, the new releases. I think that's always that kind of thing that excuse me, sorry, that gaming's kind of got to brush up against is that like no one goes to the Oscars for the trailers. You know, it's just a completely different medium. But I know that Elden Ring has had quite a big presence at the Game Awards before, so maybe we'll see that DLC that's been rumoured for, you know, months and months at this point. And, you know, maybe we'll get some more teasers for those 2023 games we were talking about a minute ago.
Fingers crossed, because there are a lot of delays out there. We're waiting for a few things. Like, where are these games? They're on the way. Well, Lloyd, thank you so much for joining us. It's been wicked to have you. And I think we're all very much excited to see who takes that Game of the Year award. I think it's going to be exciting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.